Right, so we've just entered that cold spot, or golden hour in the morning, between 6 and about 7:30, because I'm in the lower part of the valley here. It has got cold. I took my watch off just after I did a bit of filming earlier to check the 4 degrees. Actually said on the weather it's going to be around 9 to 10. It's obviously starting to warm up because it had like 2 this morning when I got up to go to the toilet. So I still haven't managed to get out of the actual hammock, just sitting up in it. Easy to manoeuvre around in this hammock because there's lots of room. You can't fall out of it really. Sleeping bag, underquilt's made heck of a difference. Just when I felt a little bit cold, just got in there, zipped it up for a little bit, and warmed straight up, which was really nice. You don't often get that when you're sleeping in a hammock. And this thing all goes in the same stuff sack. Goes in this, same as my sleeping bag. I just keep it on my hammock and shove the whole lot straight in this stuff sack. Leave the cords hanging loose until I get it right in, then hank them up, lay them in the top, all ready to go. And then I just leave the tree straps out of the bag because they generally get wet. I can put them in my dry bag, which I use as a wet bag, a cord wet bag. So all the cords and that that get wet end up in this bag. Just fetch it out. It's this little one. And all my spare cords and that go in here. Generally they all get wet. The guy lines off my tarp, if they're sopping before I leave to go home, they get shoved in here, and then all the lines would get hung over the door or something at home to dry out, or in the bath or something like that. So I had to take off this long sleeve top. Very annoying. Obviously getting a little bit too small. So I didn't really come out to do much bushcrafting as such. I'm out to test my new underquilt for winter and some up and coming trips I've got. So I didn't really bring much out with me, to be honest. Bit of food, lots of water, sleep kit, and then generally just the kit I keep on my belt and that. Not much else, to be honest. I did actually bring a little firelighting kit just in case. Had a few little day hikes that I went out on, collected lots of dry grass and some jute twine in there now. My flint and steel kit. It's my large kit. Quite sure where I put my small kit. Just a large one we'll have to do. Just out really to collect some tinders, collect some supplies for the next couple of trips I've got. I know what's generally in the area and I know what's not in the area, so anything that's here that I could use is going to be collected and will be taken there. It's not always easy finding the necessary natural items in all the places I get permission for, so it's nice to grab them when you can, as long as you don't take too much of it. I take a lot of hazel from my coppice, which is dead in the centre. It's really hard to get to, but really worth getting to it. It's probably one of the only trees that hasn't got hazel bigger than that. I'd get my hand around every single bit of hazel there. I only left one that's really big, way too thick, but probably that needs taken down sometime. Everything else growing really well. We've got arrow shaft thickness at the moment and lots of them, and that's the whole idea of it. So I think I'm going to get my jet ball on. I'm actually going to try, I've done it before, but let's see if I can find the I've got the hanging kit for it. This is ideal for when you're climbing and you need to suspend your pot because there's no ledges or anything to put it on. This is ideal, great for the jet ball. I know there's a few other makes. I did have the Primus one for a leaded gas canister stove. Check this out. Obviously I would never advise other people to do this. You've got to have clear knowledge of your stoves. Most stoves are really got this thing of flaming up. Where this one's never done it to me. My old one has, but not this one. So it's suspended, and if I sit back it's not going to be near anything. I'm going to open up my underquilt and my hammock so it doesn't affect that. I can't see there being much of a problem. Just thinking when I'm on slopes, which one of my locations is on a steep slope where we hammock camp. I thought this would be quite a good idea. Holds well, says its max weight limit is 4.5 kilos. That's a lot of weight. Lots of weight, £10. Wow, I didn't actually see the weight limit on that, so this thing isn't going to break. So we just got to watch out for flare-ups. Making sure we don't overfill this, because it does spit out at the top if you overfill it from the max line. The max line in a jet ball is only halfway because of its rocket stove light flame. Well, I just want to see how easy it is. If I get my hammock wet, I get it wet. As long as it ain't hot water. Squirrels running around. So I've actually seen people do this before and did try it last night. Didn't really have any complications with it. And what's good about this is it's only hooked on, which I can just slip it straight off and ditch it if I need to. Good thing about this as well, gas canisters getting cold, you can actually put your hands around it, stop it from getting too cold and cease working. One major thing with gas canisters and the cold. Should have brought my neoprene sleeve I've got for one. Flame on these are just superb. They've fit a new flame head on it. More spread out, has a dip in it. I'll show you a close-up of it. The baffle system that Jetboil have made their name for works so well. Also fit a new flame control handle, which is wire, great for use with gloves, a lot better than the old twisty one. It's like a twisty knob, it was a centimetre long, centimetre by centimetre, and it was round. It was really hard to get to. This new mitt compatible one is fantastic. So the great thing about this, you can see the flash is the heat indicator of when it is reaching boiling point, which it is now. Just going to turn it down a little bit now. There you go, there's the steam. Obviously I don't want too much steam going up there and condensing on my tarp. Also don't want it lifting the seam seal tape on the top as well. Could be a bit devastating. All for a bit of breakfast that I could have put on the floor. But it's literally just to try it out. Does it work? And it does work. The great thing is with Jetboil, everything has these little holes on, so each prong, each prong on this has got a hole in. The lid's got a hole in. The cup has got a little hole in. Everything can be secured to the main unit, so you can't drop it. And when you're halfway up a crag or up a mountain, the last thing you need is to drop the cup, the lid, have devastating effects because it really reduces boil time. when having the lid on. So obviously you can get to this. It's a twist and lock system. Has the little slots here, and it has little punched out beads, 3 of them around the main unit. Well, this one has 2 of them. The old unit had 3, so that makes it even easier. The main lid is some form of rubber. It has a pouring spout with a little lip, raised lip there, and works fantastic. Really does work well. It's got the hole in the centre for the coffee press. That's an accessory to buy. It's got a tiny steam hole, and then it's got the hole for securing it to the main unit, which on my old unit, because it was used for climbing, everything was attached to it, and was attached to this little nylon sleeve. You see it has a handhold, so you can slip it on your hand, you can eat out of it, drink out of it. But what I like the best is obviously the unit is a personal cooking system. Obviously, like I say, you can eat and drink out of it. But this is the cup. The lid, and I've not seen anyone advertise this before, the lid actually fits on top of the cup. And forms this little drinking cup with a non-spill lid. If you knock it, it's very rare that it will come right out of that and spill. And it's fantastic, it's very clever. Whether they know that this is what it does, or I don't know, but it does work. It's quite nifty. Obviously it's going to get hot, but it cools down quick because it's plastic. The cup's actually got graduations there as well. It's a measure of 1 cup. Not sure what kind of size that is. There's no markings on it. Probably have to measure that out myself and permanent marker it to the side. So, interesting feature. Another good thing, I'll just plonk this down. On the old one, you could buy this, which is an extra bit, and you got these 2 in a package. This was black. The new orange one comes with the flash system now. I actually realised you do really need it. So this is a little cooking stand that fits on top. It locks in place. Then you can put any pot on top. And I thought that was a great addition. You never know whether your buddy's stove doesn't work, or he didn't bring one, thought he was going to use a fire. You can't have a fire. Well, you can always use your one. And I've used this for a frying pan. Jet will also do a wok, which is fantastic for doing Chinese and stuff like that, if you like that type of food and want to indulge yourself when you're out. So, a fantastic little addition. Not quite sure if you can buy them on their own now. Anyone that's got the brand new system obviously doesn't want to buy a new tripod. So, but all this fits over the gas canister. If I just take that off, it actually fits on top of the small gas canister, and it can screw back on. wrong place there, never mind. It's better. So what I'm getting at is it all stays on. This whole thing goes inside the pot. Tripod, I don't pack mine with them together. I take this off, put the cooker in first, gas canister and this pot holding device on top. Gas canister has this little cap that goes on top. Tripod goes on top of that, but it all fits in the main unit. Cup fits on the bottom, which I stick a scouring pad and a bit of cloth. You can also stick some coffee in there. There's a lot of room left. Great little features. The little hanging device actually fits on the neoprene sleeve. There's a little slip. You can either put that or a spork or something on the side. Fantastic bit of kit, this. Obviously you can pack the gas canister inside. Has to be these little 100s, or a 120 also fits in as well, if you can find them. I'm sure they've changed all their sizing now. But fantastic little addition. You see the gas canister fits on top like that with the cap, and everything goes inside. I think it's really compact. Obviously it's not going to be super lightweight, but if you don't take a cup because you've got one, you're going to save a bit of weight. If you don't take something to eat out of and you eat out of the jet ball, you're going to save some more weight. So in the long run you should actually class it as a bit of lightweight kit. Fantastic to get my breakfast on.